Knights fan, if you don't know it already. And it was thrilling. The game was thrilling. I have never seen them fight so hard. It was amazing. Hopefully everybody else saw it too. Let's see here. Let me get out of here. Karen, I hope you're watching. I didn't get a chance to give you a shout out. Got to put my papers here in order, everybody. There's so much to talk about today. With 208 days left in this year, oh my goodness. Whew. Time is just marching on. I thought maybe Jimmy would join us today, but I think he's at the class. We're having a class, I think, at 10 o'clock. And so I'll be booking down the highway from here to get there in time. And life, I hope you all had a great weekend. I know you were busy because you sold homes, and I can't get my necklace on, so we'll forget about it. I don't know. So we listed 114 homes. That's fantastic, everybody. That's always good. We listed 114 homes. We put 147 under contract, but we have 19 almost 20 days of inventory. So life is good. Life is good. And you know, the low interest rates keep bringing the buyers. And there's still sellers out there with lots of equity. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So let's see. We didn't have any closings because it was Saturday and Sunday. And like I said, 208 days left this year, everybody. So you better get on the stick, right? We need more licks. There you are. I know, Karen, I don't know why you don't get notifications. I really don't know, but I'm so happy you're here. You're here, you're here. And I'm trying so hard to get back on my 9 o'clock schedule. The only thing is I have to do it from home. It's really too hard to get out of here and do it from the office and be timely. It just kind of puts another hinge in there for some reason. Anyway, we're all good. We've got 671 homes that have been sold that are over $1 million. Wow. And we have 406 of them available. And my gosh, we're like almost 8% ahead of all of last year in the sales. So $1 million homes continue to hit record numbers. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's good for everybody. It really is. And, you know, yes, works better for me too, Karen. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Thank you for that. That'll give me some more incentive to stay on time. Anyway, I have some things I wanted to show everybody. Just let me hide this. I see that normally in the transactions for the interloper platforms, they, like last year and the year before, there was like a lot of their own listings that they sold. This year, they're selling other listings, meaning they're buying other listings. And I put in the group that, you know, and I'd like to know people's opinion if you have one. They have, Zillow across the country has bought 62,000 homes. They're not selling them for the most part. I'm sure they're selling some of them, but they're keeping them and renting them. And there's a play there. It might be to build up equity in their company. I don't know, but I haven't had time to research it from a stock perspective. But anytime Zillow is doing anything different, I'm very suspect. And also, if I don't know out there, I don't do Zillow leads. I really don't. I know some agents do, but are your leads still as good? Are they working for you? Are they more expensive? What's going on with that? I think Vegas would be a good barometer for us to research and find out, though. So if anybody wants to put a message in the group or direct message me what their thoughts are, I would love to know. Love to know. So, wow, so much going on, you know, in Las Vegas. The Raiders are working with Elon Musk, who owns the, good morning, good morning. I bet that's Frank. Hi, Frank. I bet it's you. Anyway, I don't know why they don't put your picture there. So what was I saying? Okay, Elon Musk. He owns Boring, B-O-R-I-N-G company. And that means boring into the ground, not boring, right? So anyway, he's in talks with the Allegiant Stadium to link the stadium with the Las Vegas corridor strip, and they're proposing an underground Vegas loop. And if you read the paper, you probably already know this, but the president of Raiders, who is Mark Bedine, said that Bedine, not sure how he pronounces his name, but I'm sure I'll know soon. He said that the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority is leading the talks with Boring, but he'll welcome a station at his $2 billion, $65,000 seat stadium, and he'll with open arms. So they're working on it. And right now, the Vegas Loop includes a dual tunnel, if you don't know, featuring Tesla model vehicles running as far north as downtown Las Vegas, down Las Vegas Boulevard, as far south as Mandalay Bay. So that's going to be a big people mover. Let's see. I was asked to join GK. They told they get the majority of Zillow leads. Yes, it's me, Frank. Yeah, I think you. Yeah, I think I heard. I knew I heard that somewhere. Thank you. Thank you so much, Frank, for that. I appreciate the comments. Believe me. So anyway, it's going to run from North Las Vegas down to Mandalay Bay, and the stops are slated, for the major casinos and the convention center, of course. And so Boring is paying for the development of the system, but each property will pay for their station. And I'm sure that it's probably not going to be free, but we'll see. So the first iteration of this transportation system at the Convention Center Loop is set to open to its first real world customers. Now, you know that they took, I think the Review Journal was one of the companies that was allowed to do a test run. And whoever, including the Review Journal, whoever else they all said it exceeded their expectations. And the loop capacity testing exceeded 4,440 passengers per hour, confirmed today after review results. And that was from the Las Vegas Convention Authority CEO, Steve Hill. And I'm not sure, 4,440 passengers per hour? Where's my stat guy, Frank? What do you think of that? That's the loop capacity testing exceeded. That's amazing to me. But anyway, we shall see, won't we? We shall see. And reading through this article, the only other thing that I found interesting in all these 3 pages of the Review Journal article was that they have a new boring machine. Boring has a new boring machine. And the company's website says it's 6 times faster than its predecessor, with the ability to bore more than 1 mile per week. Oh my gosh. So it really confuses me, though. What do you think? I mean, they're going to bore under, I don't know. How are they going to do that without the world caving in? I don't know. Anybody have any, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. But anyway, the Vegas Knights, we'll put that in the wastebasket and get on with things that are relevant to us. Well, one thing else is relevant, and that is the 4th of July is coming back with fireworks. Yes. So they're going to have 7 rooftops. They're going to have the Aria. They're going to have the Strats. They're going to have the New World Resorts. They're going to have Caesars, Planet Hollywood, and there's another one, the Venetian. Yeah. So you're going to see the lights will be blazing. I think July 4th is on Sunday this year. What a holiday weekend that will be, because Monday's a holiday. So people will probably be just storming in here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're going to have the first week of July be a real, no pun intended, but a real bang, right? Okay, that's those notes. I'm moving on down the line quite quickly this morning because I have a class today with Jimmy Degg. We're going to teach agency. Who do you work for? It's really a good class. In case you can still sign up, and you can sign up. We start at 10, so if you're going to Zoom, you can still sign up if you want to. Okay, I did a lot of research this weekend, So here's one of the things that I found, and that is Las Vegas. And I said this on Saturday a little bit, that our prices weren't going up like as high as some other people. Let's see, we got Frank saying we have a a water table problem. It's too high. Okay. They only have 20 cars at this time. Yeah, well, good news. That's just, he's responding to my Tesla. Thank you. And yes. And we're saying we have a water table problem. Our water table is too high. Oh dear. Well, we'll have to get more into that. Thank you, Frank. It always gives me good things to research. So we're lagging behind in price increases. So San Jose's prices sold over asking price 53%. Amazing to me. But I guess people want to move there, right? People want to move there. Austin, Texas, their prices are 49% over asking. Portland, 45%. Richmond, Virginia, 39%. Phoenix, now Phoenix, 33%. The only I like that figure a little bit more because that means their prices are going to be higher than ours, and they've always been competitors of ours when people consider moving to a warmer climate, in the desert climate. So anyway, Chicago 17%, and then Las Vegas, our prices are just hovering around 15% over asking. And Miami is 11%, and that was in February, and that source came from Zillow. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plans out over the next couple months, because I think I've seen our prices go probably higher than 15%. But anyway, let's move on here. Got lots of things to cover. Let's see here. What do I want to talk about? Interest rates. Okay, so let's slow down a little bit. So the historic interest rates over decades. So in the 70s, if you believe it, the average rate was almost 8.9%. In the 80s, 12. That's when I got into real estate, so I know that's true. We had to be really creative when we were listing homes, because people wanted to buy the homes and they couldn't afford them if the prices were too high. So think about what I'm saying. We were lucky to get 8% over the value. I mean, the equity. We were lucky to be able to get the seller 8%, 10% equity out of his home, and then you minus the 6 or 7% of expenses. They just eked out of there. And then the buyers, you know, at 13%, you had to be careful how you price things, or they wouldn't be able to afford them. And so there was that, you know, the challenge going on. The 90s, 8%. The 2000s, it went down to 6.3. 2010s were 4 point, and here we are at 3. So, you know, we are, if you're just new to real estate or you haven't been in it that long, believe me, it's a much easier road to hoe right now. And there's a lot of reasons for this, you know, a lot of reasons for this. There's more homeowners. There's 150 million homeowners in the United States. And of that 150 million homeowners, if you would believe it, 64% are owner occupied. So that's about 96 million of the homes are owner occupied, and the rest are homeowners, residents that live there. I'm just blown. I mean, renters that live there. But I'm blown away by only 64%. I would have thought it would be more. And Frank is chiming in again. Hold on. Oh, come on. Well, that was good, Ruth. Where did that happen? Okay, let's see. Frank said, I spoke with my agent friends in Austin, and because of companies moving there, they're helping their upper employees with the cost. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. 150 million homes in the United States. 64% are owner occupied. That means 96 million are owner occupied. So the reason I'm telling you that is 1 in 10, this is a NAR, or I think it's NAR took this survey. 1 in 10 want to sell within the next 12 months. 1 in 10 want to sell within the next 12 months. And 63% of those 1 in 10 want to sell in the next 6 months. If Jimmy were here, he would be rolling that number right off of his tongue, but I don't have it. 63% of 1 in 10. I guess 6 out of 10, right? Not too hard to figure out. And they want to sell in the next 6 months. So that's good. That's good. So why? Well, sellers feel more comfortable right now because of the pandemic's over. So if they wanted to sell before the pandemic, remember they missed the year, they missed the selling season last year. Across the country, sellers missed that selling season because of the pandemic, and depending on where you lived, it was different. It was a different situation for everybody. We tended to come to the right, we're the cream, right? We came to the top, and we were able to get our sales back going in June. And let's see, what did we do in June last year? Well, we were only selling 43 homes a day in June last year, but then it started going up. Anyway, so there's that pent up desire to sell. And then here's the other thing that's happened. And this is you'll hear this on the news. You'll hear it when you talk to other realtors across the country, that the younger people and other people, not just younger people, but they feel more comfortable working from home. And guess what? Now they need more bedrooms. So they want to sell as well. So that's adding to the people that want to sell. And more sellers mean more inventory, everybody. Just keep that in mind. More sellers mean more inventory. And there's not so much competition over price. Okay, so if you're a listing agent and you tell people, sell now while there's not a lot of inventory because there's a lot of competition. And that means you're going to get more for your house. Think of the logic there, everybody, and be able to just explain it. Explain it well, because it's true. The more inventory, the less competition there is for offers. Right now in the United States, the average home that goes on the market has 4.8 offers. Across the United States, 4.8 offers. Okay, and it's probably higher here. It's probably much higher here, I would think back. So let's see. Let me see what my next. I did so much research this weekend. So with that in mind, here's the home price forecast. And this came from, the first one is the bank, and the next one is Fannie Mae, Zelman, Freddie Mac, NAR, Realtor.com, and CoreLogic. They all put in what they thought was going to be the price increase for 2021. The average of all of the forecasts is 6.8%. So that means the average price of a home this year is going to go up 6.8%. And I think this came out in March, I believe, March, yeah, pretty sure the first quarter. And that was what everybody, when they were surveyed, that's what they thought, that the average home price was going to go up 6.8%, okay? Keep that in mind now if I have my next slide right. Okay, here we go. So if the mortgage rate projections are correct, the third quarter, people are going to be paying $440 principal and interest per 100,000 monthly, monthly 440, at 3.35% per 100,000. If they wait, till next year, it's going to be 458 per 100,000. So figure $20. So $80 if you're buying a $400,000 home. And 80 times 12 is $960 more a year. So I don't think that needle is going to move things much either way. I'm sure I think the first-time home buyers are going out of the market more because they can't compete with people who are not first-time home buyers. And the reason why that is, would you believe this, that more than 50% of the homeowners in the United States have at least 50% equity. So what did we say? Homeowners, there's 150 million homeowners in the United States. 50% of them have 50% equity. So guess what? They should sell. And why? They should sell now while the prices are high, because the prices are not going to continue to go up so much. There's not going to be so much competition for their home. And now's the time to sell, because the interest rates aren't going to make the difference. It's more why they should sell their home than what they're concerned about when they go to buy. Does that make sense? So, if I live in a $500,000 home, I'm not going to be worried about, $80, $90 a month. I'm not. If I can afford to buy $500,000 home, I'm probably not going to be worried about another 80, 90, 100 bucks a month for a home. I'm just not. And that's if I mortgage the whole thing. But here's the thing. If I'm a seller, if you guys are talking to sellers, right? They have equity. Guess what? When you have equity and you're going to put most of that equity into your next purchase, you have a good shot at getting that home more than that first-time home buyer who doesn't have a big down payment. If you can put 30, 40% down, and, a lot of times those are the offers that are winning. It's not just always the cash offers that are winning, everybody. I mean, I look at tons of files, right? They're not all cash offers that are winning. So if you can create the story for the home seller, okay, here's what, let's see, where's my other chart? Here we go. So the people who took this survey, they either said it's a good time to sell, it's a bad time to sell, and what the net is of that. So I tried to interpret this chart for everybody. So if you see when the pandemic occurred back in April of 2020, everybody said it was a bad time to sell, 36%. All right. And good time to sell was only 29%. So if you go through the chart over the past year, this is through April 2021, the good time to sell says it's 41%. 41% of the people that took this survey said that 41% said it's a good time to sell. So why? Because they can buy with a low interest rate, because you're going to let them know that they're going to get the best, probably the best price now based on the condition of the market, which is, it's a little frenzy, it's a little hectic, it's a little stressful, but they're going to get a bigger bang for their buck right now when they go to sell, because there's competition, and demand and supply always drive prices up. And it's not going to do that forever, because we're already seeing more sellers are coming on the market, which lessen the competition, which lessen the bidding war that's going on, which lessen the number of offers, because there's more homes. So you've got to be able to articulate that information to your sellers, because we want more sellers. We have people moving here. This is just not a market where we move around. We have a lot of people moving in. So we need to tell this story to our sellers, paint this picture. I'll put these charts up on the in the group. My Facebook group is Ruthie Rocks. If you're not a member, please join. And you can have access to this information that you can take with you on your listing presentation. And here's the other thing that we always tell everybody. I mean, this is an amazing, seller's equity means sellers are selling. They have equity to the point of what the average in the United States is. 50% of the 150 million homeowners have more than 50% in equity in their home. I'm blown away by those numbers. I am just totally blown away by those numbers. But if you just look at what's happened in our market, it's true. People have equity. And with that equity, they can buy homes. So the scenario should be, like I said a week ago, when you go to list a home, say, let's just see if the pandemic has changed the way you feel about your home. Let's see if you want to sell, how we would approach finding you something first. Because we can ask people for a 60-day lease back too. If you sell their home, that's another strategy. Put the home on the market and say, seller wants to lease back the home for 60 days. That gives them 60 days to find a home. Now, I would think if you, and which I'm sure you are, asking the right questions and be willing to go knock doors in some neighborhoods or send out letters to neighborhoods where your sellers want to live, right? And you show them that strategy and that you will be working, so hard for them to get them what they want. And in 60 days, and sometimes they can live there depending. I don't like rent-free. I think that, the buyer deserves to be paid if somebody's living in their home. But now there's no mortgage payment either. So the seller doesn't have a mortgage payment. They have money in the bank. They're very strong. Makes them a very strong seller too when they lease back. A lot of things, not a new things going on, but like I said, I did a lot of research this weekend, talked to a lot of different agents in a lot of different markets, and this is I think our formula for success. And you can also throw in there another thing, that the builders didn't come back during the pandemic. A lot of them went out of business, and so we have a shortage of new homes. There's an influx of buyers because now they can work from home. They might not want to live in LA. They want to live in Nevada, where there's not the tax ramifications on their income. They're an hour and a half, 2 hours away from corporate headquarters on a plane. So a lot of these things are really happening here. And the interest rates, people are buying the payment, not the price. And sellers have lots of down payments so they can win their offer. And one other thing I'm going to tell you before we leave, because I've got to get on the road to the class. I didn't know this, and maybe y'all knew this. The United States is the only country in the world that has a 30-year fixed mortgage. Most other countries, after so many years into the mortgage, reevaluate it. I didn't know that. And when I came across it, it was kind of like the end of yesterday, and I'm like, oh dear, I don't have time to research this, but I'm going to research it. But more than, that's amazing. We're the only country that has a fixed payment for 30 years. So if you're in at 3%, 3.5%, you're in here for 30 years at that fixed payment. And we're the only country that has that. I think that's amazing. So there's lots of things here I've thrown at you. Hold on. Let's see here. I love it. Is there room in the class? Yes. Yeah. You can go on in. You can pay when you get there, and just sign in, and we'll register you. Yeah, we make it as easy peasy as possible. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Lots of stuff. I'm going to run off to class, so you won't get this until later today. And I'll try to get it up before the end of the day. And so you'll have all these stats that I showed you, and you can formulate the story however you want. You can listen to this again. I'm going to continue to do research on these things because I love the way other people present their situation and make it, perhaps a selling proposition versus not selling. I love you all. Thank you so much. Oh, I gotta advertise what I do for a living here. Okay, we changed our calendar. So if you go to bee.vegas, it's only going to show you CE classes. Kane made the big change last week. It was a lot of work because we have so many other things going on in that calendar. But I said, we need just one with a CE class. And he came, he did it. It wasn't easy, but of course he's fantastic. Love McCain. And so you can go there and you're only going to see the CE classes, and we have them scheduled for now between the end of the year. How awesome is that? That's my real job. Well, besides helping agents. I love you all. Thanks for putting up with me. And here we go. Let's go Knights. They're going to Colorado. It's going to be tough winning in that stadium. I'm telling you, they've got some fierce fans like we do. But man, then we come back here. If they win, game 7 is here though. So that's the good news. Have a great day, and I'll see you